Hi, this is Deanna Fenton with deannafenton.com and Simple Steps to Online Success. Well, there has been another update to WordPress, and we're at version number 3.8 now, and there's some really interesting and very dramatic changes to this particular version of WordPress that I think you're going to be very pleased with, but it's going to look a little different. So I want to run this video past you so you can see what to expect when you update your site next time. So right now we're in my little play site, which is the DIY Online Marketing.net, and we're going to go ahead and update it. So as you recall from previous videos, I always recommend that you back up your site before you try and update any of your plugins, and especially when you update the WordPress software itself. So if you are one of my clients, you most likely have Backup Buddy installed on your computer. So I want you to go over to the sidebar to Backup Buddy and go ahead and click on Backup. This normally does not take very long, so it's always a good thing just to do this just to be sure. So we're going to click Complete Backup because we want to back up everything, all of the database files, as well as all the themes and plugins and all the things associated with our website. So it's going to scroll through here and it will take a few moments. What it does is it's backing up and downloading and creating a zip file of all the files on the website. Then we'll have one zipped file that we're going to download to our computer, so we have it just in case anything goes wrong. So now our backup is complete, and as I mentioned, we'll go ahead and download this backup to our computer. Again, this is just a precaution in case something goes wrong and the site needs to be restored. We'll have a nice clean backup so you won't lose any of your previous work. So while that's downloading, we can go ahead and go through the next step, which is we're going to go to our plugins. You can see here by this gray circle with the number 4 in it, there are 4 plugins that need to be updated, and we want to update our plugins before we update the WordPress files. Now, sort of a shortcut, because we could go ahead and click Installed Plugins, and you generally have this nice yellow, what we call an ad bar, telling us that these are all the plugins, and we could go ahead and update them right here. But you can also go up here. You see that there's this little circle and there's a number 5 in there. If you click on that, it's going to summarize everything that is pending an update. And by that, what I mean, it's going to show us exactly that we need to update WordPress, and it's going to show us all the plugins that need to be updated. So as long as you don't have too many plugins, you can go ahead and select all by checking this box and go ahead and click Update Plugins. So what will happen now is one by one, it's going to run the update and update each one of these plugins, and it will reactivate each one of them before we're going to go on to the next step. So right now you can see it says it's updating Backup Buddy, and it's doing the really simple Facebook, Twitter share buttons, and it's gone through, and it's just as quickly as that. Everything is, all of those 4 plugins are now up to date. So we'll go ahead and click Return to the WordPress Updates. And now we're prepared to update to WordPress 3.8. I would recommend you go ahead and do the blue button which says Update Now. You could, if you wanted to, do a manual update, which is a little more complicated, where you can download 3.2 and do it manually, but generally Update Now is perfectly safe. So I've now clicked Update Now, and you can see it's just giving us a little report back, upgrading the database, and it's up to date. Now, this is what's different. You can see your sidebar has changed, and it's now a really dark gray color. So we have a summary here that's going to introduce us to each of the new features. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this very quickly with you. And this way you'll have a chance yourself, once you do it, to maybe spend a little more time. So the first thing, it says a new modern design. So they have tried to clean up some of the aspects of the overall command bar, the menu bar here. And it's just, they've just tried to make it a little cleaner, a little easier for you to see things and access the different menu items. They are also working on making sure that WordPress on mobile devices is going to be able to be responsive, which means it's going to be much more user-friendly to see on various mobile devices. So it's going to be resizing itself depending on the kind of device that you're using to access your WordPress backend. So not sure why they did this, but it's kind of neat. Now you can choose colors for your back end, and you can see this default here is black and a dark charcoal and blue, but we could choose ectoplasm, for example, and now it's purple and kind of a lime green, and I kind of like that because that's actually sort of the colors of my new logo. So you have the option of changing these colors. Now there's also a different way that our themes are going to appear, and we'll take a look at that as well in a second. And it's changed how your widgets appear in your back end, not on your website, but on the back end. And there is a new theme called 2014, which is what they term more of a magazine theme style. So we'll go ahead and take a quick look. So now we've seen how our new back-end sidebar and menus appear. We've seen that we have the option of changing colors, making it kind of a little more customized. So let's go take a look at how the themes appear now. So you can kind of see the themes are sort of in a grid format. And if you hover over it, it's going to give us the theme details. So it gives you some background and some information. And this is what's kind of cool, is right from here we can do a live preview. This is not necessarily a new feature, but it's kind of interesting. So this is how DIY online marketing looks like with this new theme. This is what the theme looks like right now, but this is giving me a preview of what it would look like with the new theme. So I can just cancel that and go back. If I wanted to choose to activate this theme, I could also do this directly from here. So again, you probably will not be changing your theme if your site has already been created. You're probably not going to mess around with any of this information, but this is just an example of what has changed. Now the next thing that's changed are the widgets. So if I click on widgets in our sidebar menu, you can see that it has the format and layout of this has changed. This used to be where in general all of the widget areas were down one side of the screen, and the available widgets that you could drag into place were sort of in this main window area. So what they've done now is that they have put these widget areas kind of set them side by side, again a bit more of in a grid type of format. So for this particular theme, which is the old 2013 theme, all we have is a main widget area and a secondary widget area. Now I switched over to one of my client sites just so you could see another example of how this might look on your site. So over on the foodindustryfoundation.org website, they have their homepage widgets, but they also have footer widgets. So you could see again, it's in a little different format than the way that the widgets have appeared before. So all the homepage widgets are here. If I wanted to add a footer widget, I just would click on the little down arrow and I can drag and drop a widget into that area if I wanted to. So there you have it. That is the new version of WordPress. It's now WordPress 3.8. It's known as the Parker update. and we have a new theme available, and some exciting new changes to the back end of WordPress. So I hope you enjoyed this. Remember to always back up your website before updating to the new version of WordPress. And this is Deanna Fenton with Simple Steps to Online Success, wishing you a simple day.